Okay, so you keep hearing about hard work and productivity leading to success on social media, and since you want to be successful in life, you've decided to be productive. But then every single day, you keep getting choked up with tasks that you cannot manage and decisions that are very hard and difficult to make. And that's what I'm here to help you with today. So calm down. In this video, I'll recommend 5 apps and software that will enable you to manage all your tasks and be more productive. Subscribe to my channel if you like this video and check out my other videos. My content is really good. Let's get into this video. If you are a Nigerian or a productive human being from any part of the world, you will fall into one of the following categories. People in science and technology. This includes tech bros, doctors and more, programmers, the entrepreneurs. These are people who run businesses and buy and sell products. The bloggers, article writers, people who give speeches and more. Then people in the culinary arts, people who cook, make content around cooking and so much more. Then content creators. You're definitely going to fall into one of these categories. And so simply put, this video is for everybody on the planet that is trying to be useful to themselves. Now, the first app I have here, or software, whatever you call it, is no stranger to most of us. It's called the Google Calendar. It's available on all devices, iOS and Android, and it's free. With Google Calendar, you can manage your time effectively by creating events, tasks and reminders. So let's say you're very bad at remembering birthdays of your friends and family, just like me. You can set reminders on your Google Calendar so that you don't disappoint your loved ones and you are loved better, basically. So one beautiful advantage of the Google Calendar is that you can have it on your phone, on your PC, and it's linked to your Google account. So you always have access to all your reminders, tasks and events, no matter the device. Personally, I like to use the Google Calendar to remember my birthdays of my friends and loved ones, and also to balance my life as a YouTuber, programmer and so much more. I recommend this app for every type of person, every category, because you definitely need it. If you look through my Google Calendar, you're going to see all the tasks I have there, reminders and events that are coming up. So this is the first app. The second app I'm going to be talking about today is called Notion. It's available on all devices, iOS and Android, Mac, Windows and whatever. Now, a lot of people use this app or software, especially people in tech, most likely on the desktop because you have a bigger view and it's much more interesting. Most people use it on their phones just to review their tasks after they've set them. Now, Notion is basically an online workspace that enables you to plan and prepare for tasks. It was built by Notion Labs and is really good when it comes to note-taking, tasking and planning. There is also a provision for putting a cover photo at the top of every task so that it kind of gives it the website feeling. So if you're someone who is a programmer and web developer, use this software. Is very good, and most people who use this software are actually people in tech, but it's also good for people who are not tech bros or whatever. So you can basically add code blocks, even put links to websites on text just like you do in your HTML, and it's very good. I actually started using Notion this year to plan my YouTube videos, and it has basically made my life a little bit easier. I can put links and references when I want to talk about certain topics, just like I'm talking about Notion now. So Notion is free for personal use, and then if you want to use it for your team, you're going to have to start paying for a subscription so that you can all have a particular Notion workspace. Now, I recommend Notion for people in tech, bloggers and article writers and content creators. You'll definitely love this app because it will help you organize your tasks and make everything seamless and still look visibly appealing in the process. So that's the second app for you. Okay, let's pause from the apps for a moment. Now, you see this wall. I don't know if you saw my last video. I changed my YouTube wall. I'm basically making effort to make sure my videos get better with the little I have. Please subscribe to the channel, check out my other videos, they're really good. And let's continue with the apps and software to help improve your productivity. Now, the third app or software may be a little bit strange and new to a lot of people, but if you watch a lot of YouTube videos, you should have been seeing it as ads before you watch some videos. So it's called Identity, and their motto is declutter the internet. Now this app or software or extension is best used on your browser as a browser extension. It focuses on increasing your productivity and concentrating on a limited number of websites during a productivity session. The websites are represented as tiles on your desktop and can be changed and edited at will. It helps you focus better, especially if you get distracted on the internet a lot. The websites nowadays are bugged with a lot of redirections and a lot of distracting images and pop-up ads and everything. But Identity basically eliminates all that so that you're focused on what you're doing. It's free for the Pro version. Identity Pro is actually free. First time Pro is free, but then the premium version, which gives you access to more features, is paid. And so I think you can basically use the free version. It has almost a lot of what I need. I don't actually like being too restricted. I like to be productive, but I don't like to be too restricted. So Identity is okay. But if you want to get the premium version, you can pay, I think, $4 or a little token every month, and get it cheaper if you pay for a yearly subscription. So now I recommend Identity for content creators and bloggers. That's because this set of people spend a lot of time on the internet, and getting distracted on the internet is very easy. So it's very good for content creators and bloggers. Now, app or software number 4 is called Todoist. Now, most people may not have heard of this app or software. I actually just discovered it while researching for this video, but I found out it was very good. It's almost like Notion, but in its own unique way. First of all, it has the ability to set priorities to tasks. So there's priority 1, 2, and 3, and the higher the priority, the more you get reminded and the awareness is created that you need to complete that particular task. Now with Todoist, you can create projects daily, and within these projects there are tasks. So it's almost like planning your whole day, which is one project, and every single task you have to do is belongs under that particular project. Now it's similar to tasks in Google but different. You can add tasks within a project, and you can edit, move around as much as you want, and you can also connect to Microsoft Word and other third-party apps that you may have written on maybe when you were offline. So let's say you had a task to do today, and one of them included cooking, one included eating. You basically set your cooking to priority 1 because you can't actually eat before cooking. You have to cook first before you eat. That makes sense, right? So that's basically what Todoist does for you. Now, it's free for the basic plan, but to access more features, you have to upgrade to Pro. I actually started using this app just because of this video, and I recommend it for content creators, bloggers, and people in tech or science and technology, because it enables you to organize your life just like Notion, but in its own way. Okay, so the last app I'm going to be talking about today is called Google Keep. It's a very simple note-taking app, and most people may be wondering why I'm mentioning such a very simple app in this video. Well, the reason is this: there are some categories of productive people who don't have enough time to start figuring out how an app or software works just to make their lives productive, because to them that is actually unproductive. So Google Keep is owned by Google, just as the name suggests, and you can sign in with your Gmail account, which is advantageous because you're sure you always have this as long as you exist and Google still exists. Now with this app, you can take notes basically, so you can write down what's on your mind at any moment and basically remember them later. With this, your subconscious will always be aware that you have tasks, and you can always go back there to remind yourself what you're meant to do every day. Now I recommend this app for people who are in business and people who are in culinary arts, and that's because they have a lot to think about, and learning how to use an app isn't really their priority, so they can just take notes about meetings, investments, ingredients to buy and other stuff, and they're basically okay. Okay, so we're done talking about the 5 apps like I promised, but then this one is an honorary mention, so to speak, because everyone needs to use it. Now it's called Grammarly, and you may have been seeing the ads online. Now Grammarly is like an extension, and on mobile phones you can install it as your default keyboard. Grammarly helps you write better, simply. Okay, that's it for this video. If you liked it or you found it very helpful, please share to someone, like the video, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Now I will leave links to all the websites for this app and software in the description so that you can go to them, read and see how they all function. You can download and choose your best preferred based on the categories I mentioned. Now most of these apps and software, Notion, Google Calendar and the rest, have their own YouTube channels, so you can get video tutorials by the producers and creators on how to use these apps. That's it for now. Thank you, and I'll see you in my next video.